ESPN draft expert Todd McShay releasing his first-round mock draft following the completed season. He still has the Jags taking Trevor Lawrence with the #1 overall pick. However, listen to this. Todd has the Jets taking BYU quarterback Zach Wilson at #2, and he also has 2 trades taking place with the Panthers, moving up to take North Dakota State quarterback Trey Lance at #3, and the Bears trading up to take Alabama quarterback Mac Jones with the 12th pick. All right, so now it is only right that we welcome in the master of the mock draft, Todd McShay, into the show. And Todd, I'm sure after you release this, your social media has been absolutely blowing up because you have 4 quarterbacks being taken in the top 5 picks and 5 quarterbacks being taken total in the top 12 picks. So how many of these quarterbacks do you really see as quality NFL starters?
Well, if you just look at it, Trevor Lawrence is kind of a one-in-a-decade type of quarterback prospect. And that's why Urban Meyer took the job at Jacksonville. And he's going to be the #1 overall pick. After that, there's a little bit of a gap. But I think Zach Wilson from BYU belongs at that #2 spot. Now, the Jets have to decide, are they going to move on with Sam Darnold or are they going to move him out of town? And if they move him out of town and get a trade, I think they stay at 2 and take Zach Wilson. If not, and they decide that Darnold's their guy moving forward after all the other dominoes fall, if you will, in terms of the veteran quarterbacks as we go through trades and free agency, then I think they stick at #2, or they wind up trading out of that spot, and they wind up getting a different player and additional picks. They already have 2 first-round picks this year, 2 first-round picks next year. So if Darnold's the guy, they move back and allow a team like maybe Carolina moving up from 8 to 2 to go get Zach Wilson. So I think Wilson is firmly cemented in my mind in that #2 spot. After that, I think there is another gap, and that's where Trey Lance from North Dakota State comes in, and then also Justin Fields from Ohio State. They're very similar types of players. I like Lance slightly more than Fields because I think he processes things quickly, but both guys can extend. They're big, sturdy, durable, competitive guys who really can create and make plays as well. So listen, it's never happened in the common draft era where we've seen 4 quarterbacks go 1 through 4. So it may not happen this year. Don't bet on it. But what I'm trying to show here is the demand for quarterbacks and how teams could trade up to try to go get their guy once we figure out where Carson Wentz goes. What happens with Deshaun Watson? Does Dak Prescott leave Dallas? Does San Francisco move on from Jimmy Garoppolo? There's so many pieces in this puzzle to put together, but right now, those are the top 4 quarterbacks, and then Mac Jones from Alabama is slightly behind those guys as the 4th tier, if you will, in the first round of quarterbacks, the 5 quarterbacks that I have in this mock draft.
Well, if it happened this way, it would be astounding. And yet even the fact that it's in your mock draft, I think, says a lot, Todd. Every year, it seems, early on, the prognosticators and your forecast, how many quarterbacks will be taken. Maybe this guy is a day 2 guy, maybe this guy. And every year, it seems, as the draft approaches, the quarterbacks are moving up. What I notice here on your list, it's not just the quarterback, offensive tackle, wide receiver. Like, where are the defensive ends?
Yep.
And then corners. It's all about the passing game, it seems like. Do you expect this draft finally to be the draft where it's just in plain sight like that? Nothing but quarterbacks and wide receivers, and then the guys who have to cover the wide receivers, basically.
Yeah, Max, I mean, that's where the league has gone, right? I mean, we're playing more of a spread-out game. You have to have a quarterback. We all know that, and that's been the case for forever. But you have to have guys that can go make plays. And this year, there are 3, in my opinion, that belong in the top 10. Jamar Chase from LSU opted out this past season. Go back and study 2019 tape. He has the best traits, and by that I mean size, speed, ability to go up and make contested catches of all these receivers. Devontae Smith, after Jalen Waddle, his teammate, got injured, Devontae Smith stepped up and had arguably the best wide receiver year that we've ever seen in college football. And I always compared him to Marvin Harrison. Skinny legs, doesn't look the part of the #1, but he just knows how to get open.
Good comp.
He finds a way to create after the catch. He can get vertical, and he does a great job of working the middle of the field when they ask him to do so. And then Jalen Waddle from Alabama, his teammate, who got injured, as I mentioned, he's the most dynamic playmaker in this entire draft with the ball in his hands. Reverses, screens, and also as a vertical receiver. So those 3 guys, in my opinion, belong in the top 10. We'll see how it all shakes out.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.